Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a blessed day so far. My friend and I worked for like 3 hours on a project that we're working on that I'm going to share with you guys once it's up and running. Okay? So, today's video is Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Unbelievable story. I mean, I watched the act, it was in June, and I think that's when I start making videos about Gypsy Rose, and all her lying and manipulations and just all of it. Who's behind her, making all these false accusations, against um, Flawless Nina, um, Becca Scoops, um, Ivory Rose Knows. Uh, there's a couple other ones that she's accusing of spreading lies about her. There's no spreading lies about her. She's done made a whole mess of her life as of today, which has been a year and 3 months. So yeah, in that interview where she's with Ryan and she's on a podcast and they're talking about, Nick did it. She couldn't murder her mom or anybody because she's not a murderer. She doesn't claim to be one. Blah 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 blah. It's all lies. You know. But she never. No one ever asks her about, you know, was it? I don't remember the time stretch between her trying to shoot her mom with the BB gun, and then there was another time she tried again. I don't know. I don't remember if I've ever heard anybody say what the third time or the second time was. But she's tried to kill her mom twice before Nick came in. Nick came in the day after her mom was dead. There was no more blood spurting out, no more nothing, no more Gypsy save me, blah, blah, blah bullshit, okay? Because, and some people think that Dan helped her, Dan Glidewell. I don't think he did because he did not want anything to do with Gypsy. After, I don't know if it was before or after, but I know that he didn't want anything to do with her, okay? No. This is all for entertainment purposes only, and it's my opinion, okay? Um, I believe because Dee Dee was sick. She was really, really sick. I mean, she had diabetes. She had, you know, I think it was her gallbladder. Um, I mean, she had a lot of problems, serious problems, and she also had cancer. Okay, and the reason I think that Gypsy did the stabs, 13 of them at least, is because Dee Dee couldn't do anything for her anymore. Dee Dee was not an asset to Gypsy anymore, so that's why Gypsy did it. Now, I'm so tired of her saying, I'm not a murderer. I don't identify as one. Bullshit, because you tried to kill your mom twice before. One with a BB gun that you thought was a real gun. Duh. And then I don't know what the other one is. She probably tried to poison her mom. I mean, she looked up ways of killing people, how long it would take for them to die. She thought that, if she killed her mom with the gun, that would be fast. But it was a BB gun. I mean, it hurt her mom, but that's about it. So she went on. She was still with Dan Glidewell, okay, for I think 2.5 years. It took her to convince Nick Godejohn to come and do it, okay. Now, Nick wanted to run away with her. Nick said, let's just run away. Nick didn't want to do it, okay. And in his interrogation, he said, I didn't want to do it. I did it for Gypsy so we could be together, which We all know that Nick is autistic. He's got the mindset of maybe a 14 or 15-year-old and an IQ of 81. He's got autism. It's called Spectre 2 or Spectre 4. I'm not really sure about that because really, and it's really sad because he just tried for another trial, and again, he got shot down. Okay, this poor man. I feel so bad for him. I mean, he's the type of autistic person that you have to coach him into something. He sees and he does, or he listens and he doesn't. He did not say any of those horrible things in context of oh, I'm master and you got to do this and that and the other and do this video and that video. No, he didn't do that. It was Gypsy. Now if you go and you look at all the texts with Gypsy and him talking for the 2.5 years, it was her. All her. She'd send him pornographic videos of herself masturbating with toothbrushes, the electric toothbrush, and God only knows what else. Jesus, man. I mean, this girl, she tried to blame everything on Nick. Nick's mind didn't and doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? He doesn't. Oh God, how do I say this? Like the sex ways that she introduced to him, because Dan Gladwell said she introduced it to Dan. So this girl was into some deep, dark stuff before Nick even was known. I mean, my heart goes out to that poor guy. I mean, I hope they're at least treating him okay in prison. I hope he's not being picked on, bullied. I hope beat up. Oh God, I hope and pray that he's being treated okay. Because he didn't do that. He did not kill Dee Dee. Gypsy did. And I swear, if I had a way to prove it, I would. Because I mean, they've already said that there was a bunch of um, evidence that wasn't played in Nick's trials because first off, Dan Patterson, he's the one that got Gypsy the plea deal because it was election time. He was trying to do something good. Everybody thought that she was this poor child that didn't know how old she was, didn't she didn't know any better, that it was all Nick. And I'm so fed up with all the lies, every single one, because this girl, it's all she does is lie. She can't even keep a lie straight. So if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember what you said in this interview or that, because it would be the truth. Now, she said in one of her interviews that, you know, it took her a few years to feel anything, any remorse or anything like that about Dee Dee's death. And then that's where she goes off, oh, Nick is the one who did it, and I'm not a murderer. I don't identify as one. He did it. Bullshit. Because Nick can't lie. He can't lie. It's not in his DNA. It's not in his setup. He can't lie. He told everything that he could to be factual and true, and it probably was. And in an interrogation, he says, "I can forgive everybody, but I can't forgive Dan." Now, we all know that Gypsy, she texted Nick and said, Do you mind if I have sex with another man before I come stay with you? That no. No, 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 no. If a girlfriend said that to me, I'd say, well, go stay with him. If you want to have sex with him and not me, have at it. And I've done it. I've been through it. I've done it. Um, my wife, my ex-wife, I knew she was cheating on me. I just needed some proof. And one night, she was on the phone, as always. She slept in the front room. I slept in my bedroom, in our bedroom. And she was on the phone with a girlfriend saying she loved that man. She wanted to be with that man. And I'm like, that's your mom's boyfriend, first off. Second off, the guy didn't have a job. I worked. And that's why she said she cheated on me because I was never home. I was working. Well, I'm sorry. I'm trying to pay off the house, pay bills, give you money on the weekend so you can have girls' night out and all that other crap. I was a sucker, man. I mean, I worked because I wanted things for us, nice things, a home, and it just didn't work. It didn't work for me. It didn't work for her. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with what happened because that night when she went to sleep, I got all her clothes and I put them in my car and in the trunk of my car or the back of my car. Had a little sports car, and when she woke up in the morning, she's like, "Where's all my clothes?" I said, "They're in the car. I'm gonna take you to your boyfriend because you love him and want to be with him." And she didn't say nothing. She didn't even fight about it. And she liked to argue. She'd say, "Hit me, hit me. I dare you to hit me. I'm going to call the cops and have you put in jail." I'm like, "I'm not hitting you. I don't hit women." She was something else. I, I mean, the reason why she married me is because she wanted a nice wedding. And my grandmother just passed away, and, she gave me some money. My ex, she used pretty much all of it for our wedding, for the wedding planner, for our church wedding. It was such a joke. But I took her to her boyfriend, took all her stuff, put it on his front on the whatever you call it, the front door to his apartment building, and I left. A couple weeks later, she calls me and asks me for money because she don't have no money. I'm like, have your boyfriend do what he does to get money. Not my concern. And then maybe I don't know, months, maybe a year after we separated, I called her and I said, "How are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm pregnant and blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Good for you." And I said, "Why did you cheat on me?" And she goes, "Because you're never home. You're always working." I'm like, "Is that a bad thing?" Oh my god, my god, it was sad. I'm working to have a better life for us. I had a daycare center. First, I worked at odd jobs here and there when I first got to Kentucky, and then I worked for the school system. I was what do you call that, man? I worked with special needs children, and as a teacher, substitute. Okay, but I wasn't a substitute teacher at the beginning because they needed someone to watch the really bad special needs kids that didn't talk and didn't really communicate that well. So we'd go on walks and we'd sit there and watch, you know, TV and stuff like that. But after summer was over and I came back to work for my second year, um, There was one little boy. He was maybe 2.5, 3 feet tall, and these were fifth graders, okay? And he had a trach, he had a feeding tube, he didn't speak, he didn't do much of anything. He was just a little clingy little boy, a sweet little boy. And during the summer, I worked 2 jobs. I worked at a Pizza Hut, and I don't remember what the second job. Anyway, I had 2 jobs, and so when I came back for my second year, I asked where the little guy was, and they said he died. Okay, so at the end of the school year, the first year, he had spent a little bit of time in the hospital towards the end of school, at the end of the school year, and um, come to find out that his stepfather was putting whiskey, Jack Daniels, in his feeding tube. So his we didn't know that at first. Okay, all we knew is that his feeding tube, around his feeding tube, had gotten infected, and we'd all prayed for him and hoped that he'd come back better. You know, I recall hearing something on. I don't like watching the news. It's depressing. But I think my mother-in-law was there, and she was watching the news, and it said something about a little boy in Louisville. We lived in Carrollton at the time, and I recall hearing about a little boy dying, but that was about it. So when I came back for my second year, I was told that he died. He died because his stepfather was putting alcohol in his feeding tube, and I don't know what else. I don't remember. It devastated me. I'm like, how could you do that to a child, especially a disabled child? Okay, so I quit and I started my own daycare for people that work second and third, shifts, because they didn't have. If you know daycare, there's hardly anybody that does second and third shifts. It's all for first shift. But I had a house, a big house. My wife was working at a fast food place, and one day she leaves to go to work, and maybe a half hour later, she comes back home. I'm like, "What's the matter? What happened?" And she goes, "I got fired." I said, "For what? You've been there for a couple of years. Why'd they fire you?" She goes, "Because I was stealing." And I'm like, "No." So I told her, "All right, you've had daycare experience, or you have daycare experience, and you worked at the school as well for the I think it was preschool or first grade. I don't remember. I think it was preschool. I can't remember. Anyway, it don't matter. Anyway, she had experience working with children." I said, "Okay, you work at the daycare, and I'll go get a job." So I got a job. There's just me and one other person there working at my job. I was a janitor for a chemical factory in Carrollton. And so, anyway, I lost my daycare because all the parents took their children out of it. I think how long did it take? It took a couple of weeks. It took a couple of weeks because she let the kids go out, do whatever they want. She would spank the kids. She would yell and scream and curse at them. Now, just because we were the owners of this daycare didn't give her the right to do any of those things. So the parents took their kids out. So that was in October, the end of October. Actually, it was the end. Okay, I remember her putting facial stuff, makeup and stuff on. So it was after Halloween. So it was November, the like the first week of November, second week of November, and about maybe a week before Thanksgiving, that's when I took her to her boyfriend. Okay. Well, I ended up getting her nephew because their parents went to prison. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, I feel so sorry for that baby. I mean, I feel so sorry for her because every time you see her, she's like bouncing her like this. It's like you just fed her. Why are you bouncing her like that? She's gonna throw up on you, and then you're gonna smack her or something. You see her blowing air in baby's face. It's like, and it's not even. It's like she gets up to the baby's face and she's blowing in her face. And every time she's holding the baby's crying. The only time the baby doesn't cry is when she's with Ken. We've all heard that she doesn't have custody of Aurora. She gets to see her 2 times a week for 2 hours. I don't know if she's staying with Ken or Ken's mother. Christy's not watching her because um, CPS went to their house, Christy and Rod's house, and found a box of wine, found pills that weren't prescribed to her. I mean, I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand how people can have children that the parents are so messed up. Do you understand what I mean? I mean, I don't know. I just hope that baby. Oh God. I really hope someone takes that baby far away from Gypsy. She doesn't know where she's at. Changes her name so Gypsy doesn't know where she's at. Because if she grows up with Gypsy, oh my God, poor Aurora. She's gonna be bullied. She's gonna be beaten up. She might even. I don't even want. I don't want to go anywhere else. Gypsy's crimes or crime, whatever, will affect everyone that's around her. Okay, Ryan, he's got a new girlfriend, and Gypsy's jealous. She don't want him having a girlfriend. Although she said, "Oh, I hope he finds a girlfriend and he's happy." Blah blah blah. She's lying. She don't want him happy. She don't want anybody happy but her, because she's not happy. If you notice, she is not a happy woman. Okay, she doesn't like her child. I don't know. I don't understand why she wanted a kid so bad. I guess to keep Ken in her life or something. I don't know. I don't understand. And people have called her out on her lies. And all she does is make up excuses for her lies because she can't tell a straight truth for nothing, not a thing. Okay. And I feel sorry for Ken. Okay. But he put himself in that position. He wrote to her in prison, got engaged with her, then broke up with her, and then went with somebody for 5 years, some woman, some guy, I don't know. And now he's stuck with her until they can put Gypsy back in prison. He's stuck with her. Now she's got a couple more months, April, May, and then June 25th. So she's got about three more months. And she says, I'm not going to be on parole forever. So that tells you right there, because she already knows where everybody lives. All the people that the creators that have talked about her, she already knows where they live. Um, Becca Scoops, she's already told everybody about her. She got Flawless Nina fired from her job, so you know where she lives. Oh God, there's so many more. I mean, I'm just a little channel, And I've got, 800 and something, I think 807 followers or subscribers. I don't think she really cares about what I'm saying, but she might. And if she's on here, thank you, Gypsy. Before I did videos of you, I only had like 300 and something for the longest time. But since I've been talking about you and your sorry ass, I got 500 more. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just keep messing up, and everybody else that I see, I'm not consistent. I don't do videos every day about her. I don't do them every week about her because she just bores the crap out of me. And I'm sure she bores the crap out of everybody else because they say the same damn thing all the time. And it's like, you know what? Every once in a while, Gypsy will do something stupid, and we'll report on it or give you our views or whatever. And it's okay. That's all right. Thank you, Gypsy, for being such a major f up. Okay. So with this, you guys, I'm sorry this is such a long video. It's 26 and a half minutes long. Um, my throat's starting to get sore from talking. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if you did, can you please give me a few thumbs up um, inside the comment area? And if you'd like, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. It just helps me. Okay, and I'd really appreciate it very much because I love you all. I when I first start making videos of Gypsy, man, I had a couple thousand people watching the videos, not a couple thousand likes, but a couple thousand views, and I was like, wow, this is cool. All right, thank you. And I've asked for people to subscribe to my channel. I'm sorry I don't report or comment every day or make a video every day about Gypsy Rose or anybody else because I'm disabled, okay? I don't feel good most of the time. And like today, I helped my friend. We worked for 3 hours on on this project. We've got tons of projects to do around here. But, you know, I'm doing my best. All right? And I do videos when I can, when I feel okay. Um I do lives once in a great while. I did one for my birthday. I apologize for being drunk and saying, I just want to say hi to everybody. I just want to hope, wish you have a great day. I had 7 beers, and then I fed my cats and I went to bed. And I slept for hours. I mean, but I watched the video and I was like, because my friend said, you made a video. And I'm like, I did? Okay. So, I made a video. I think it was like, I don't remember. It was a long video, so it's about as long as this one. But this video, at least, I'm giving you information, telling you how I feel about the Gypsy Rose Blanchard bullshit, and you know, we all have minds of our own, we all have thoughts of our own, we all have our own opinions, and I wish so many people would just stop subscribing to her. I think the only reason they subscribe to her now is because she's such a mess up that everybody wants to see what she's doing. You know, what she's wearing today. No one cares. She does not know how to dance. She does not know how to do anything. She's the lousiest content creator I've ever seen. Worse than anybody I've ever seen. Her shaking her butt and doing that. I mean, what the hell's that? I'm a better dancer than she is. And I'm crippled, basically. But anyway, y'all, I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week starting tomorrow. I hope the weather starts clearing up a little bit. We had a beautiful morning this morning. Um, yeah, have a great week, y'all. Thank you for watching. Give me a few thumbs up in the comment section, please. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do all those good things for me, please. I'd appreciate it so much. I love you all so much. So, with this, stay you, stay strong, and don't ever change for anyone because I love you just the way you are. Thank you. Bye bye.